Okay, so real quick, let's all look at how fluffy and thick these pancakes are. I mean, these are that's as thick as my finger. It's thicker than my finger. They're hardcore pancakes. A lot of recipes are gonna tell you that to get a pancake that thick, you're gonna have to whip up some egg whites to fold in the batter to lighten it up. That's not true at all, actually. There are a lot of ways to make thick and fluffy pancakes that don't involve a meringue. This batch size is the smallest possible mix you can make based on using 1 egg later down the road. This recipe is easily scaled up, so if you want to make a 4 times batch so you can have a big thing of pancake mix in the pantry, that's great. I wouldn't go much higher than a 4x batch, depending on the size of your food processor, because it can get really hard to incorporate all the coconut oil into the mixture at that point. So okay, first ingredient, in goes the flour. I've got a little bit of Brave Tart's favorite ingredient ever, malted milk powder. This is gonna boost browning and help the pancakes get that real nice golden look on the bottom, and also a little bit more flavor, a little bit of sugar. It's not much. This is also to help with browning. We're clearly gonna drown these in maple syrup later on, so it's not really there for sweetness. A little bit of salt, baking powder, baking soda. Baking soda will also give the pancakes a deeper, toastier flavor. There's this misinformed idea that baking soda has to be in recipes that have acidic ingredients. That's not true. It can be used to adjust pH and flavor and browning with no acidic ingredients around. So that's why it's here. Really, a huge part of baking is just mixing beige ingredients in a bowl. Okay, once the dry ingredients have been added, now we're adding the coconut oil. The reason I'm using coconut oil, it's a solid fat, which means that it's gonna make pancake mix that's shelf stable. We can just leave it in the pantry. It doesn't have to be refrigerated, so long as you've got a cool room temperature kitchen. If it's over 75 or 6, go ahead and pop the mix in the fridge to keep it dry and powdery. Coconut oil, this is refined coconut oil, so there's no coconut flavor, there's no coconut aroma, there's nothing coconutty about these pancakes. And now I'm only gonna process this enough to get the coconut oil distributed in the dry ingredients, but keep it powdery and dried. All right, that's it. It's that simple. So the mix is super, super powdery and fine now. And this is why it can be trickier to make giant batches if you try and put a 10x batch of this mix in here. By the time the coconut oil is homogenized into it, it's also gonna have warmed up and be really clumpy. And I'm done. It's time to put the genie in the bottle. We did it, we made pancake mix. It's a quiet morning. Everyone's still asleep. You don't have to make meringue because you have a ready to go pancake mix. All right, so we've got this little jar of homemade pancake mix. This is 1 serving of pancake mix. It makes enough for 8 pancakes, and since it's just me today, that's all I need. But you can make as many batches as you want. Just scoop what you need into the bowl, and then you'll scale up on the milk and eggs proportionally. Step 1 is milk. Any percentage will do. It's not really a primary source of fat in this recipe, so it doesn't matter. Just whatever you've got on hand. An egg and a little bit of vanilla. Optional ingredient, but I like it. Kind of makes pancakes taste a little special. And then just mixing this up enough to break up the egg. We're not whipping anything. It's a quiet mixing. Okay, quietly. Shaking our pancake mix in here. Okay, spatula. And we're done. Was that not the most quiet, relaxing pancake batter you've ever made? It was. Let's griddle them up. Okay, now it's pancake time. It's so quiet, except for that sound. You can make pancakes of any size that you like, but I'm making them this size. I don't know why. So this batter is really thick. It's not gonna spread much at all. I'm so whispering like it's quiet time. So when I plop it down, I just kind of bounce the scoop to help the pancakes spread a little bit. This is for super thick and fluffy pancakes. So I'm griddling these pancakes at 350. I have an electric griddle at home, and this is what I use when I'm making pancakes because I can make a bunch of pancakes all at once. And for me, that's the only way to go. I don't ever make pancakes on stovetop. Lots of people can, I just don't, and I don't know how, and I can't tell you how, but a moderately hot surface. You want to be able to cook the pancakes enough that they're really browning on the bottom and when you flip them, but not so much that they burn and that they don't cook through. They're very thick, they need to cook through. Let's peek under and see if they're ready. Oh, they're ready. Look how cute they are. I want to like lean close and get the sound. It goes whoosh when you flip it. Okay, let's listen for the sound. These guys are thicker than a bowl of oatmeal. They're so thick. I wasn't a pancake person until I was forced to tackle this recipe by my superiors at this office. I was like just not into pancakes. I thought pancakes were mushy and gross, but it turns out they're not. They don't have to be that way. Thin and lacy pancakes are just as easy to make. Takes a little bit more milk and that's it. Man, who wants to eat pancakes with me? Here we go. I've been training for this. Oh yeah. Let's examine the anatomy of a perfect pancake. I mean, look at this. Hold on. I'm just like cracking up at this unbelievably thick and fluffy pancake. So light and tender, ready to soak up syrup, but still crisp on the top, and a little crispy around the edges. It's perfect. That sound was terrible.